Hmm. Oh, hello. Welcome back to another great and wonderful episode. Oh, hey, why are you down there in the corner? Get up here, Deacon. You can't be hiding down there. Come on, what's wrong with you? Let's take it from the top. Cast reset. Hello, welcome back. This is what happens when you have a zero budget show. Welcome back to rumble.com/JJW. I am Agamemnon. Oh, sir.
I'm Robin
Hello.
Hood. Do you get
All right.
it?
Man. And so you read the title card, I guess.
I read the title card. Way to prepare, Deacon.
Yeah, I mean, all right. This is what happens around here. Things go on the fly. Neither of us know really what's happening at any given moment, and we're on the same page as you.
Oh, sorry about that. You could hear that.
Do. Was that the wheel wheel of time? Like you lost?
No, you would not be able to. Hang on, let me see if I can find a spot. Did you?
That is dope. That is dope.
That is a bluegrass version of Purple Haze that I. So in the middle of our show, right smack dab in the middle of our show, here in about less than 30 minutes, I do my news. I pre-record my news, and my news is going to air here in about 15 minutes. And right after the news, I'll get on. That's when I'm usually like, hang on, let me be right back. I have to get on and do this live ad for this restaurant. In this little restaurant, I do this thing called the covered dish. Now, this is very special to me. And people that don't know, it's very special to me. This was an idea that a friend of mine, he was like my brother in radio, had years ago at a radio station we worked at. He is no longer with us. He was like my brother. I miss him every day. And I wanted to honor him by doing this covered dish. So I play a cover song every day. And every day I have to, because I normally play it live and do it live. I can't now since we started the show. So that's one of my things that I have to add on and do every morning is find a song and record it before we go on the air so that I can't, because if I play it, it's going to play over us. So I have to go through another way to get it over the air. So I was recording that a little bit ago. And this week I do, once a month, I'll pick a week and do bluegrass versions of songs. And so I found they're called Pickin' On, and they're these bluegrass musicians. If me and you could do it, if we were bluegrass musicians, could do a Pickin' On if they picked us. It's not one particular band. It's a bunch.
It's an assortment of
And your bluegrass band could submit, hey, we did a whole cover album on Red Hot Chili Peppers, bluegrass style. Okay, sweet. I'm sure that's on there because there's Metallica and everything. So this week I've picked some classic rock stuff. So that's what that was. But I was sitting there looking at my audio, and my audio looks fine. And then at the very end, it gets really loud. So I don't know if I accidentally hit a button or did something. So it's going to sound really odd. I was trying to fix it, and that's why it came. I was like, oh, that's louder than that. So
maybe it was a section that you didn't get the gain down or something.
No, I think I accidentally moved the knob here, not paying attention to the end of the damn song at the end of the damn song.
Oh, all right. That's pretty cool though. This, my grandfather and my grandmother, but my grandfather loved bluegrass music, and they would often travel on weekends. They would go like, I don't know how far. I was a kid, so I have no idea of how far it was. But they would go out and they would go to these bluegrass, like, I'm gonna say concert. I think it was like a concert. It was like, it may have been like at a barn or a community center. I don't know, but I remember there being a stage and being a bluegrass band, and they were big fans of this one particular band, bluegrass band, that my mom ended up running their website for them. I think she still might run their website for them.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I don't remember. I'm not all that familiar with it. I will say that while it's not like my thing, when I've heard it, sometimes I'm just like, that's pretty cool, especially banjo. It sounds great.
There are some beautiful bluegrass pieces that are just really beautiful, but then like some of those really quick bluegrass pieces, those bluegrass musicians are unbelievable musicians, and they are so quick. The stamina that those guys and gals have on their fingers and stuff. The banjo is in. I mean, we poke fun at the banjo. Squeal like a pig, boy. You know, Deliverance and all that crap. And we make fun of it and whatnot. And I'm from Kentucky. Like I haven't heard those jokes before. Okay, give me something new. But the banjo is an unbelievable instrument to listen to. If you will sit there and watch what the fingers are doing, he's just not picking like a guitar with a pick, you know, with just boom, boom. He's got all 5 freaking fingers going, picking all them strings at the same time. It's amazing to watch that crap to me. I love it. I love it. Those guys. I like bluegrass music. I'm from Kentucky. It's in my blood. I have to like bluegrass music.
That band was called the Shady Grove Ramblers, and I believe they played at his funeral. Actually, also
Ramblers. That's cool. Okay, I've never heard of them, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean they're in Texas. They're not over in your blue country or whatever it is. What's the like saying for like whatever? You know, like Texas is the Lone Star State. What do they say for like Kentucky?
We're the bluegrass state.
The bluegrass state. You are the bluegrass state.
Yeah, the bluegrass state.
I knew it was blue something.
It's not so. The bluegrass is not so much in Western Kentucky as it's more in Central and Eastern Kentucky. You get up in there and in the
hillside,
in the summer, and you see those hills and stuff, and it's really beautiful. You can see that the tinge of blue.
You know, it's not fair. It's not right. It's a stereotype. But I feel like if I got lost in Eastern Kentucky, in the mountains of Eastern Kentucky, I would die or get died. I feel like I might get died. You don't belong around here. It's probably not fair. Deacon heard none of that. All right. So welcome back, everybody. This is rumble.com/JJW. I am Agamemnon, but I'll be sitting in for JJW. That's Deacon. And every morning we meet and have coffee and talk about the news and politics and our absurd world. And just for those of you that need it, we can be your 2 dads. So make sure to hit like, subscribe, join us. We had a couple people join or subscribe over the weekend. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you guys. Okay. What do you guys want to talk about first?
I don't care. What do you want to talk about?
How about Nazis? How about Nazi treasure? Nazi treasure.
Okay, I'm all about some interesting. I hate to put it that way, but I'm all about some interesting Nazi legends because they were into so much crap. You know, there's so much crap that hovers around the Nazis. You know,
the barrier between like reality and the horror of reality of what happened and fiction and like every imaginable story that you can come up with and like
it's like
the barrier is so fuzzy.
It's like you can't make it's like, okay, let's try to make up a Nazi story. Let's say that Hitler was looking for the staff of Longinus, the spear of destiny, spear that stabbed the side of Christ. And whoever holds that spear, the legend says whoever holds that spear and whoever possesses that spear can conquer the world, because Alexander the Great had all these great people had the possession of this spear that conquered most of the world, and Hitler was looking for it. So let's say he's constantly looking for this spear, but all right, let's make this story up off the top of our head. Let's say that the spear the whole time was in one of the first places that he took control of. So let's say he took control of Vienna. I say Vienna around here, Vienna. And let's say the spear is hidden in Vienna the whole time and he doesn't know it. That's the truth. That's really what happens. That's not made up. That's the truth.
Yeah,
he had Vienna.
Yeah.
I say Vienna.
They were looking.
How do you say the
Vienna.
word? Because
I always said Vienna, like Vienna sausages.
That's how you say it,
right?
We have places around here that are named for places overseas, but we don't say it that way. We have a Versailles, Kentucky, but we call it Versailles. We have a Vienna, but we call it Vienna. We have a Cairo. We have a Cairo. We call it Cairo. I'm
Okay.
serious. So
Is
so when
this
I say when I was saying that
is
Vienna,
this an intentional
Vienna,
infliction?
it's intentional around here. It's intentional.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
come
you
through
can't
here
tell
and
us
you
how to
see
say words. We'll say words how we want to.
right.
How did you put
It
an O
screws
in
me up.
want?
It screws me up because I read the news one day and I said Versailles, Kentucky. And somebody called me and 'cause I was just reading and I just wasn't thinking about it. And they were like, it's
Yeah.
Versailles. Or I said Versailles, Kentucky. And they said it's Versailles, Kentucky. I was like, oh shit, that's right. Oh yeah. Vienna. It was
You
in
need to
Vienna the whole
respect
time.
our culture, Deacon. You can't
They can,
just say
that's
things
right.
how you want on the radio.
Can too. You won't to.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. So let's hear about some Nazi treasure. I'm always
Let's.
interested in this.
I'm sorry, guys. I have like a developing upper respiratory infection. It's coming. It's been a couple days, and my wife's like, "Oh, you're not that sick," and I'm like, "I feel like I'm dying over here." So I'm sorry for the cough. I apologize. I have cough drops.
Damn it,
All right,
Jason.
I know.
Knock it
I
off.
know.
No forgiveness.
So this story, this story was kind of a two-part thing here. Where's my button? There's my button. There's my thing. That's the wrong thing. I touched this thing. Hello. I like it. All right. A newly released map has, this is from January 8th. A newly released map has sparked a treasure hunt for $19 million of Nazi loot, but U.S. soldiers might have got there first. So the National Archives of the Netherlands, which I immediately think of the puppet, right? You know, the chef, the Muppet Chef.
Oh, he's the Swedish chef.
Okay, so I
Bork, bork, bork.
that's a
Did you know that they
that's a
called him racist and he
faux
doesn't
bomb.
do that anymore?
Oh, really?
The Swedish chef's been deemed a racist,
Cowards!
and he
You
can't go.
cowards!
Bork, bork,
Oh,
bork.
wow.
That's racist.
What does he have to do? Just like deliver speeches now? He's like,
He
well,
does
you know,
something
I
different,
like
and he's
talk
not
about the
funny
food, carrots
anymore.
and stuff. Yeah,
He was funny,
guys.
but it's not funny anymore.
You modern people got no sense of humor at
As a
all.
kid, I never once considered that or even associated that with being racist. Not once.
Right. Dorper. All right. So Netherlands, not National Archive. Sorry, not Netherlands and Switzerland for mixing you up. It's not like you look exactly the same. All right. Nazi. They released this treasure map. The National Archives of the Netherlands released a treasure map, and the map indicated where these Nazis might have buried this loot. There were 4 ammunition boxes of full of like coins and gold and jewelry and diamonds and crap like that. And so what happened was back in World War II, I think there was some sort of an explosion, and the bank was bombed in the city of Arnhem, and the Nazis scooped up a bunch of coins and money and loot and stuffed it into these ammo boxes, and then they buried it. The map indicates the treasure is buried near the town of Ammeren in the municipality of Buren, Central Holland, and it's been searched for several times previously, according to the National Archives. The existence of the treasure has never been confirmed. You know, that's always the thing with this treasure. It's like there's a story about the treasure and we think we know where it is, but like there's never anybody that's like, yeah, my treasure's missing. I've been looking for it. Or we definitely know 100% that treasure's out there. Like what's this, Oak Island.
You know the story
Isn't
about
that the one where that was the one that was on the train and I guess it rolled into the lake or something like that?
No,
it was being
2 or 3 stories that I've heard.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
but they never find it. Did they ever find the treasure? They never actually find the actual treasure. They find like a coin, maybe. So the existence of the treasure has never been confirmed, and apparently the Nazis decided to bury the treasure because it was getting a little hot under their feet and they're getting scared. I don't believe any bit of this. You know how big an ammunition box is? It's smaller than this trash can. Okay. Yeah. It's like a third the size of this trash can. Nazis are carrying ammunition boxes of bullets all over the place. What do you mean they're going to take an ammunition box of gold and be like, I think I should just bury it here. I may never come back here. Why wouldn't they take it with them? It's absurd.
I don't know. They might. I
I
can
don't
see them
believe
doing
this.
that.
It's getting a little hot under their feet and they're getting scared. Scared of what? They're the Nazis. They're blowing up everything.
Oh, you're getting crazy here.
What?
Yeah, no, they definitely. They're not. Who care if they're Nazis? That doesn't make them fucking immortal. Supermen. Yeah, if
Yeah,
they
but
were getting,
who are they
if
afraid
they
of?
had if they had this treasure that they stole from the Jews and everybody else, it's not their Nazi treasure. It's treasure that they stole. It's money that
Yeah.
they stole. So it shouldn't be called Nazi treasure because they stole it from someone. All right. First of
Right.
all, second, they're not immortal supermen, big bad
Sure.
monsters. If we had a bunch of men closing in on their ass and whatnot, yeah, I would have been like, yo, we're gonna get captured. Bury this shit now. I don't want my enemy to have this gold. I would rather hide it and never come back to this place ever again than to let y'all have it. Honestly, I don't want you to have
What's
this.
going on here?
So I'm going to
I
get
messed
rid
up our settings the other day. There we go. Deacon, how come you didn't tell us we were in the wrong spot?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
So I can completely see them doing this. I would have done the same thing. People are
plausible. You would have.
Yeah, you're not getting this gold. I'm hiding it from you. If I'm
why wouldn't you just take it with you to your next place? Nobody would know that you got an ammo box full of gold.
If I think I'm getting captured, I'm not going to let you go through my ammo box. Because if I capture somebody and they're holding an ammo box, yay, more ammo! I'm going to go through that ammo box. Oh, JJ, there's not ammo in there.
I don't know, man.
There's gold.
If I'm a Nazi in a foreign country getting surrounded by Americans or whatever about to be captured, I think the last thing I care about is a box of gold. I would be more like, how do I get out of this without getting shot?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious.
Look at what they did over in Iraq. With all Saddam's money and all his bullshit. Look at what our U.S. soldiers did over there with that shit.
Did they bury it or take it home?
Have you not seen
they buried it?
Oh, yeah.
I seen Four Kings. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I haven't seen any of those movies. I'm talking about real life shit. I don't. You don't think any of that shit got taken?
I'm sure it did. That's what happens when shit gets broken, and then you're like, "Hey, there's valuable stuff laying here on the ground."
So the same thing happened in World War II. You don't think?
Why wouldn't you take it with your person? Okay.
You don't think there's somebody walking around going, my granddad over when he was over in France brought this back. You see, this is 24 karat gold.
Yeah. And
it weighs 3 pounds.
Pistols and swords and all that. So yeah, but here's the thing: if you've got the money tucked in an ammo box during a war, that is the best camouflage you could ever have. People will be walking past stacks of ammo boxes all over the place. They'll know you. It's like it'd be invisible. Why wouldn't you just keep it on your truck?
I would go through the damn ammo box, but that's what I'm getting at. If I capture you and you're carrying a bunch of ammo boxes, I'm not just going to set the ammo boxes down and not go through them.
I mean, that's true.
I'm going to go through what you've got, and I'm going to find the gold, and I'm going to keep the gold. So if I'm the bad guy and I don't want you to have the gold, I'm burying the gold because by God, you're not getting it. I would rather it be thrown in the ocean than to have my enemies have it.
I'm so sorry about the cough, guys. Okay. All right. Well, turns out
not a big deal, dude.
Sorry. So it turns out after the Netherlands released this map, unforeseen consequences.
Yeah.
Apparently, treasure hunters are all over this place trying to dig this shit.
Really? You wouldn't have seen that coming?
Yeah. The treasure hunters are now digging up this everywhere that they think that this map is pointing to. And this little Dutch town is like, please stop digging up our country. You're gonna run into landmines, not gold. So a Dutch town has had to ask people to stop trying to dig for looted Nazi jewelry in their backyard. Researchers released a 1944 map with markings to show where the jewelry was buried. People with metal detectors and shovels were met with the threat of landmines instead. So these people in Holland, I guess, are like, no, you're not going to find it's going to be landmines. I don't know. How do you do Dutch or Holland? I don't know. Okay. So treasure hunters searching for jewels looted by Nazis marked in an ancient map have been blocked in their pursuit by another World War II relic. unexploded bombs, and landmines. In January, after the Dutch National Archive released an old map appearing to show Nazi markings for where stolen jewelry was buried, amateur excavators equipped with metal detectors and shovels descended on Ameren, a Dutch town of 715 people. How big's your town? Your town's way bigger than this, right?
Yeah.
715 people. They're just going to get overwhelmed by
Yeah.
Of course, people are going to go on a treasure hunt. How can you release a treasure hunt map and not expect every Looney Tune? Oh my God!
Now, if they did this for tourism, then way to go. Hope you prepared.
Yeah. You better. I dug up Nazi treasure and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. You could sell a bunch of those, right?
That's pretty cool.
So
though.
yeah, it's a pretty fun story. I thought that was a fun story. All right, well, now if you didn't know about the Nazi treasure and you're an aspiring treasure hunter, all you got to do is get a plane ticket to Omeron and a $50 metal detector on Amazon. You're good to go.
Yeah,
it'll work out. Hey, once you get that treasure, it'll pay for the tickets. Net positive. You're gonna make a profit.
You ever done anything like that? My cousin used to have a metal detector when we were younger, but that was like back in the freaking 80s. So I've watched a couple of those shows on like meteorites and shit like that. And I've seen some of those metal detectors that they have now. And it's just like they can show you what's in the ground just about. It's really interesting. I would like, if I had a bunch of money, I would, that would be something cool that I would be interested in to do, is to go around.
We used to sell, I used to work at Radio Shack way back when there was a Radio Shack. We used to sell metal detectors all the time. Many moons ago, some decades ago, really.
The old Radio Shacky.
Yeah. There's nowhere to get capacitors now. I mean, if you want to do anything with a diode or capacitor, you're not getting it anywhere.
I used to go to Radio Shack all the time.
Man, all the time. They had useful stuff. It's just that it was useful like no percent of the time.
For a very small percentage of people, yeah.
Yeah. You can't keep a store open selling diodes and capacitors. Anyway. So I used to sell these metal detectors. We had like 3 different ones. There was like the cheap one, and then there was like the one that was like $200. And they only go like 6 inches into the dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not like they go way down there. It's like if it's right under the top of the dirt, it'll find it.
What's the last thing I bought at Radio Shack was I bought all of them that they had. I think it was like 4 or 5 of them. Clickers. They were clickers for the inside of a Guitar Hero guitar. So when you strum a Guitar Hero guitar, it clicks this little clicker on the inside, and it eventually gets worn out. That piece of metal gets worn out, and so you can take it out. Yeah, and you have to desolder and resolder it back in. But you can get that clicker you could buy it at Radio Shack, and you could just install a new clicker, and it was like a brand new guitar. Because it was very, very sensitive instead of the.
Is it like a momentary switch? Was it a momentary switch of some kind?
No, it was just a little metal switch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, they couldn't stay in business that way.
I know. I've still got probably like 3 or 4 of those damn clickers in a drawer somewhere, and I don't know where that guitar is anore.
I have stuff from Radio Shack. I still have like Radio Shack like voltmeter, and soldering iron, and I'm sure I got some other stuff in my garage that's like Radio Shack stuff.
That's funny.
And like, I mean, some of it was cheap crap, but some of it like it's been haven't existed in years, and it still works great.
I remember my parents going to Radio Shack when we were kids and getting a Christmas present for my brother Logan, and it was one of those Radio Shack things for kids that you can take a wire and hook it from here to here, and it makes the little light come on the board. It's like a little box that's got a bunch of holes and stuff, and you hook the wire to here, and it'll make this light coming on. You hook the wire from here to here, and it'll make this light.
Yeah. Like a little education kit.
Yeah, a little educational kit like that.
Yeah,
I remember those.
All right. Oh boy, them was the days. Okay. Deacon, I know you only
Back when your
only
parents
break.
didn't care if you got electrocuted or not.
Yeah, right. What? It's just electricity or soldering.
Okay, he'll be
You'll be
okay.
all right. It'll
He'll be
grow
all right.
back,
Put some dirt
probably.
on it.
Walk it off. All right. Hey, let's stay in Europe for our next story. This is a story of hope and fulfillment and, the realization of dreams. Dreams come true in this world. All you have to do is stick with it,
Okay.
know where you're at, know
Yeah.
who you are, and
Yeah.
then, if you need to, pretend that's not true and something else, and then your dreams can come true. Just
Okay.
like they did Finnish farmer. Okay, here it comes. From Breitbart News. Watch as Finland features a 59-year-old transgender skater at the European Figure Skating Championships. I'm sorry. She got his dream come true. Finland.
I think your sentence is wrong.
Hold on.
It's my brain is hurting.
I'm trying to. Okay. Finland made a special show of virtue signaling to the transgender community by showcasing a 59-year-old transgender farmer who bore the country's flag during the opening ceremony for the European Figure Skating Championships in Espoo, Finland on Wednesday.
Wait a minute. JJ, you're telling me that this person is not a professional figure skater? That they're a farmer? I couldn't tell by the way that his fat ass waddled out onto the fucking ice and promptly fell down.
Unseen. I mean, let's have a looky.
Have you not seen this?
Oh, I haven't. Yeah, I was saving it. Oh,
look how graceful they are on the ice.
Her form is masterful.
That looks like me trying to fucking roller skate is what that I'll going through my mind. It's like, oh my God, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Oh my God, I made it. Oh, I gotta turn it. Okay.
Hey, it's a little fumble. It's okay.
They meant to do that.
Dust it off.
And he's like, oh my God, I gotta stand up. This is the opening ceremony of a professional figure skating.
Yeah.
I hope I hope that they got their fucking embarrassment out of this.
She stands in victory. All right.
I hope they got what they wanted out of this.
Yeah. Look, I don't want anybody to be embarrassed. I'm happy for me.
I don't give two shits about figure skating. I think it's
right there. Right here, all of the other females with the that can actually skate. And by the way, I can't skate. I would look worse. I would look way worse than that. Let me just say
my fat ass. I'm not fat anymore, but my fat ass back in the day used to fall down all the damn time. The kids would make fun of me. You ain't telling me nothing. I've been made fun of after my fat ass had fallen on skates before. So,
but right here, out of the shadows, all of the actual skaters with the flags, they're like, she fell down. Let's just kind of swoop in and distract everybody. So then they start going, and they're like, here we go. And then they kind of,
thankfully, this one girl's like, let me go over and help their damn ass up because she can't do it.
Yeah. The only thing I'm sad about is that she didn't have a pitchfork or some other farming equipment with her, so that you could be like, hey, this isn't just about the transgender community. This is also about celebrating the farmer.
If she would have had a fucking post hole digger, she could have used that son of a bitch to help herself up.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, it's been great watching on broadcasting on YouTube and Rumble. This is exactly the kind of shit that YouTube gives people strikes for.
My YouTube audience.
Yeah, sorry. Don't forget to subscribe on Rumble. Hey, YouTube. Everybody needs to learn how to take a joke.
I think this is stupid. This is how much longer are women going to be? How much longer are women going to put up with this? Is what I want to know. I mean, how many more years is it going to take for professional women that have devoted their fucking lives to gymnastics or whatever they've devoted their lives to get out there and say, I'm done with this bullshit. Just because he wants to come over here, he can't win in the men's division, and now he wants to say he's a damn woman and comes over here
Right.
and this. I'm sick of it. When's it going to be? I mean, how long is it going to take before? Because you know it's coming.
Look,
you know
I
it's
make
coming.
I make a lot of jokes and stuff, but I got daughters, you know, and I don't want my daughters competing against men in
I don't
any
either.
sport.
I don't either. I don't want to
It's
spend
just not. I want my
hundreds of
daughters to be the
thousands.
best to do the best that they can, and and feel like, you know, they have a chance to be like, you know,
and feel
maybe
like
can't.
they have a chance, not
Yes,
be beat by a male who identifies as a female by
right,
10 fucking seconds or something. They've
right.
set the world record by 10
Wow.
seconds or some
Once
shit.
again, he's the
Male
best
bodies and
woman in the
female
sport.
bodies are built differently. That's why they're freaking different categories for this shit. That's why
Right.
they're going to beat. I'm sure if we pick some shit, women could beat the men every time. Okay. But this is bullshit. I agree with you.
Here, I'll start
10,000
talking.
Right.
Women can beat you every time in talking.
If I'm spending 10,000 or thousands of dollars on tens of thousands of dollars on whatever for my daughters to do this, and then some guy comes along like the swimming guy.
Right.
Was it the swimming guy?
Yeah, he's the one that like broke international. Yeah. I can't remember his name. Somebody will remember his name. Yeah. Her name, Leah.
Yeah,
whoever.
He couldn't win in the males division, so he changes over to the female division and he wins first place.
I mean, look, it's not prejudiced. It's just have like a little bit of logic. You put a biological man, into a woman's sport of any sport, that man, unless he's like incredibly, you know, like low performing, a moderate to low performing male, yeah, unless he's weak, he's going to dominate the sport almost every single time, right? It's a biological conclusion.
Depending on what it is.
Everybody understands this. So like what's if you continue to allow this, like, oh well, you know, it's women's sport, they can do whatever they want, they can have, okay, fine, but you continue to allow men to be in women's sports, then women are going to have no sports because it'll just be completely dominated by men also. Yeah. Oh, Deacon's on the air. This is what happens when we give women the keys to the castle. Okay, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I understand why, like they let this stuff happen. Leah Thompson, that's what it is. So the thing about the Leah Thompson thing is, like, you know, the women wanted to be, the women in the women's sport, they want to be like inclusive and supportive and, you know, like, you know, emotionally supportive. And, you know, they want to project that they are tolerant and, you know, and welcoming of this kind of stuff. And then the school realizes like, oh, hey, if we let Leah Thompson, biological male, compete in women's sports, oh, look at that, we won. Hey, if we just keep this up, we will keep winning. And we will keep winning. And if we keep winning, we'll get more funding raised for the school, and we'll get more news, and we'll get more, you know, the sports team wins, then they get benefits, right? So they're going to continue allowing her in. So that's what happens. It starts with like, oh, we want to be inclusive and stuff, but then it quickly turns to money. It quickly turns to,
absolutely,
hey, wins means dollar bills. So,
everything is always about money.
Yep. Except for this Finnish farmer. For him, her, it's a dream.
It's just a dream come true. I'm so happy for her.
I'm happy for them. I really am. Good for her.
I swear that would be like, I swear that is you would get the same effect if you put my ass in a dress and put some damn ice skates on me and gave me a flag and pushed me out on the damn ice. Right. I would have looked the exact same. I'd have been like, oh.
I'm getting there. And all these women are like, they're like, yeah, we're being supportive. And secretly in the back of one of them's head, be like, you know, that was my fucking job. That was my job to carry the flag for our country. And instead that dude's doing it. And I'm going to, here's your flag. Here's my flag. You know, somebody out there is like, you know, this isn't right.
Hey, if the trans guy if the trans guy wants to get out there and do the flag thing with the skating, be the fucking girl. Be better than the girls. Be better than the biological women.
Jeremy hopes he gets macular degeneration before he ever has to see you in a skirt. Good one. Nice.
I did a thing. It was in the 90s. It was in the late 90s for a radio station that I worked at. And it was called the Mr. Stud Muffin contest. No, the Miss Stud Muffin contest.
Uh-oh.
Where all some prominent people, they would dress up in a dress and makeup and stuff, and they would do it was a male beauty pageant. And
okay.
And so I was nominated from the radio. They asked me from the radio station to do it because I did mornings and I was a young guy back in the day. So I did it. And somebody had a black and white, the newspaper picture not too long ago, and that they sent to me of it. So I have it on my phone here somewhere of me in a Lady Godiva wig and a dress. And I look pretty hot. And I got a full beard. I look like this right here.
Hey, if you guys want to see that, join our Discord server. We'll get Deacon to put that on our Discord server.
Oh, there it is right there. You want to see it?
All right. Now for some stuff I do care about. When I say I care about it, it's more of like I kind of care about this. I didn't know about it, to be honest. We're going to talk about media stuff. There is a story that I do care about. Here we go. But this isn't exactly it. Apparently, Tomb Raider is in the works at Amazon, and they make a deal for a Marvel Universe type franchise. So Amazon seems to be making a Tomb Raider movie, a Tomb Raider TV show, and a video game, and maybe all of the above and more.
Really?
Yeah. Tomb Raider. You like Tomb Raider? Did you watch the first Tomb Raider movies?
With Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Oh, that was back when, that was back when you were, if you were a male, you were required to watch any Angelina Jolie movie that came out. Yeah. So yes, I've seen those movies.
Yeah, of course you have. They weren't good. No, they weren't.
I played Tomb Raider, the first one with the pointy boobs, and just my buddy Brendan played the crap out of those games. He liked it more than I did, so I was one of those that when I'd go over to his house, I watched him play Tomb Raider. It wasn't really my game that I played, but I watched him play, one or two. I always watched him play them. I was terrible at doing that shit.
About 10 years ago, there was a Tomb Raider like reimagining kind of thing that came out, and it was really good.
They've done them. They've redid it over the years several times. I saw a thing before where it's how Lara Croft how the graphics have gotten better over the years. What she looked like from the first game to what she looked like now. It's really interesting how the graphics have changed. Yeah. And as somebody who lived through those graphics, as a video gamer who lived through those graphics, I was telling Deacon about this because Deacon is growing up in the age of nice graphics, and he really likes going back and playing these older graphics games with the bulkier, blockier graphics. And since I grew up through that, I told him I don't like that. I've went back and bought older games. Like I went back on the PlayStation and bought Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because it was such a great game. And I tried to play it again, and I couldn't because all the graphics are blocky. And I just couldn't get over the old graphics because now I'm used to all this smooth new graphics. So
let's see. So the image that you see on screen here is for this article is pulled from the Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider game, which this is the one I'm talking about. It came out like 10 years ago. It's really good. It's Lara Croft kind of at the beginning of her story.
Oh, okay.
I think like she crash lands on an island, and then like, I don't know, her family's dead, and the island's actually, it's not a deserted island. It's actually like it's actually used by terrorists or something like that. And she has to go from crash landing and crawling out of a wreckage to like, trying to survive. And then she encounters all these bad guys and it has to like figure out how different ways to survive. So it's a lot of like navigating that terrain and using your wits, because you can't to just beat people up, using your wits to get out of circumstances, and then
and this is
fashioning a bow and arrow and all that
and
stuff.
that's the way of these games have always been, the Tomb Raider games from the start. And I was sitting here trying to think of another game that was before, with this type of play style. I was trying to think of another game that was kind of before this, because Tomb Raider, a lot of other video games really kind of copied the style of this game to the way that their games are, and have been very successful, like the God of War and Assassin's Creed and Uncharted. They all copy this Tomb Raider style of play.
Yeah. Uncharted, I think, is pretty similar to Tomb Raider.
Uncharted they were good. Yeah, they're very similar to Tomb Raider.
And they had a movie already. Well, I guess they both had movies before. So here's let's see if
I'm glad that they're finally making movies out of some of these video games like Last of Us and Uncharted and stuff like that, is because there are so many great stories in video games that are better than movies. That's what I always said about the Red Dead Redemption games. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2 are better Westerns than any Western you'll ever see. They're
Really?
greatest stories. Oh my God, they're great.
My brother will totally agree with you. Yeah, he's played this Red Dead Redemption. He told me about it so many times, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Red Dead
and then
Redemption.
I would watch. We're talking like years and years ago. I just kind of like sat and watched him play, and I'm like, you're just riding a horse through the dirt.
My favorite thing to do was get on the damn horse and go hunting. And I would spend hours hunting and making money. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2 are my favorite video games of all time. They surpass any other video game I've ever played. Cool. They are the top for me. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the top of the line. But Red Dead Redemption, I wish they would release Red Dead Redemption on PlayStation 4. It was a PlayStation 3 game. And I always said, man, if they would just release it as a freaking add-on so that I could play Red Dead Redemption 2 and then play 1 as the whole story. Because 2's a prequel. Go back to that picture. I know I won't shut up.
Oh, sure.
I'll shut up.
Look, it's just that we're dropping viewers, and I'm like, well, I wonder if we keep viewers if we stay our faces on screen. But yeah, so here from the far left, you have like this is no news for Tomb Raider fans. They know this. But like this is the original Tomb Raider. It's like, oh, there's like 12 polygons that make up Lara Croft on the left there. And then as it's kind of evolved over the years, I mean, basically they kept the same style. They just kind of like upgraded the look every single time. And then this is the one from the 2013 Crystal Dynamics version. So
let's get to this Waititi story.
Yeah. Well, I was looking up this Mary Waller Bridge is the person writing this Tomb Raider show. And I was seeing if she's what else she is kind of known for. She's an actress, and she was a co-creator of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and she's got a writing credit for this untitled Phoebe Waller Amazon project, which is the Tomb Raider show. Other than that, she has no writing credits. But you might recognize her from Star Wars: A Solo Story. Or perhaps the TV show Fleabag.
I didn't think was bad.
Did you ever see Fleabag?
Nope.
No. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm sure that's going to be just an absolute amazing show. Tomb Raider TV show. So what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to make like a Marvel universe of Tomb Raider stuff. So I'm not sure how deep that Tomb Raider goes, that you can make like a whole universe of Tomb Raider stuff.
I don't know. They could do an Indiana Jones type. Why don't you stick with Indiana Jones type?
They can't afford Indiana Jones.
Lara Croft's more Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but how do you franchise that out? You can only have one Lara Croft. No, you can't. Hold on, Deacon. I'm pitching you an idea. This story takes place in the future. It takes place 15 years in the future. Lara Croft has kids. Franchise. Then you have.
What if there's multiple lines of existence, and there's all these infinite Lara Crofts out there, and one
Right.
of them
Oh,
creates this TVA that trying to keep all the other Lara
yes.
Crofts in order, in line.
Look at the
But one of the Lara Crofts escapes and miniaturizes herself down to the quantum verse. So the main
right.
Lara
I like
Croft
it.
gets rid of all the other Lara Crofts,
Right.
and so there's no Lara Crofts left except the miniaturized one that he didn't know about. So the miniature. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Kang. And the quantum verse.
we have
My
the
bad.
Croft the Conqueror, Croft Dynasty, She Who Remains.
She Who Remains.
Yes. Yes. So we'll have, and we can do multi-reality variants of Laura Croft, and we can also have her have children, so we can just kind of like ape on the Game of Thrones dragon show, and we'll have all of her children vying for control of her estate and empire.
What if she conjures her children into existence with her mind?
Oh,
She's going
yes.
crazy because her
Let's do
husband
all
died.
of this stuff.
She had to kill her husband, and then she watched as this madman brought her
hold
husband
on.
back to life and killed him again in front of her.
Full circle. She's able to do this because she acquires an ancient amulet that has powers that was buried in ammunition cans by the Nazis in Holland. And so she finds the ammunition cans. Huh?
Full circle. That's a cute little sleeping thing you got there.
Yeah, it's my little baby. Say good morning. Good morning, Uncle Deacon. 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 All right. All right. Okay, here we go. Last story. We got a few minutes left. I saw this. Now, let me say this on the outset. This is considered a rumor. A rumor. Okay.
A rumor.
What do you want to do? You want to draw? You want paper and you want to draw. Well, the only paper I have right now are my taxes, so you can't draw.
You can draw on that. Yeah, that's fine.
Here, I'll give you a piece of paper. You can draw. Here. You ready? Hang on. Sorry, everybody. Here.
The IRS people like to, like, if you give her some crayons and let her draw, like,
they love it.
Hours and stuff. They really like that when you draw on your
Absolutely. IRS. Okay. So apparently, the Time Bandits creator Terry Gilliam is reportedly extremely frustrated with and unhappy with the Taika Waititi Apple TV adaptation of the Time Bandits.
Okay.
Deacon.
What
do you ever watch the Time Bandits?
Yes, I love the Time Bandits. That's why I named us Agamemnon and Robin Hood this morning, because I love John Cleese. I love John Cleese. I love Monty Python. I always have. Terry Gilliam, though, and is a brilliant director. He has got some really good movies, but he's a loon. He's a loony.
Okay.
In life, he's a loony. So everybody says that Taika Waititi is crazy and they don't like his stuff. And it makes me step back and look at myself, because I don't think he's crazy. It's like I've done that before with M. Night Shyamalan. Everybody hated his stuff and thought his stuff was stupid. And I had to step back and go, am I dumb? Because I don't think he is. So I don't understand. I don't know. I haven't seen the Time Bandits, though. So
you haven't seen? It's been a long time.
Old one, but I haven't seen this new, so I don't know.
Oh well, they're still filming it. So here's the thing. Apple TV has got the rights to this property, and apparently they have a deal to like reimagine it into a new TV show, and Apple TV needs to generate content because they got to get them subs. Hey, by the way, speaking of which, make sure to like and subscribe our show. And they brought Terry Gilliam down to New Zealand for the set of this show, so that he could kind of like have some input or whatever, and respect the original creator. 14 days. He's supposed to be down there 14 days. He got down there, he saw what they were doing, he was like, no, I'm out. And he left after 3 days.
So first of all, I'd like to know, I bet Terry Gilliam I bet he's a little pompous. First of all, you would think after all these years, he's probably a little pompous. He's not the same guy that was in those comedy sketches decades ago. He's had decades of people kissing his butt because he's been a director, and he's gotten what he wants because he's a director. So I bet he's a little pompous now. Okay.
Well, okay, but you know what?
Second,
I'm gonna defend that. I'm gonna be like,
okay,
it's Terry Gilliam. He's made amazing movies.
that's
He's made
fine.
some of the
You can
most
say that.
amazing movies I've ever seen.
But that's great. But this is not a Terry Gilliam movie. This is not even an adapt this is an adaptation off of the story from this movie. Okay? It's not the same movie. It's going to be different. And it's done
Mhm.
by a different director who has
That's
different
true.
views on things. So why are you going to be a I was going to say a bad word. She can't hear me, can she? Yeah,
No.
why are you gonna be a poopy face and do this? You know,
Well,
why act that way?
here's my thing about this. Like, and I respect this. Like this, Terry Gilliam created Time Bandits and made this movie back in 1981.
That doesn't
Terry,
give
I
him a
mean,
right to
like,
be an asshole to everybody. I don't
no,
care
no,
what
no.
you've
And I'm
done
not
in
saying
life.
he
It doesn't
is.
give
I
you the
mean,
right to be a
but
prick.
you know that you've created stuff and you have a certain sense of ownership and like fondness for things, and you may have done things that were like small and not as successful, and then things that were big and way more successful. But sometimes it's the things that were small that were closer to your heart that that matter more, and you
That's
really don't want to see
Hey,
people
man, that's completely understandable,
not treat it. Yeah,
and there's stories of that goes around too. Trent Reznor didn't
yeah.
want Johnny Cash to sing "Hurt." That was his
He was
girlfriend.
wrong about that.
That was his wonderful song. He played it at the end of every concert. He loved that song. That was his
Yeah.
girlfriend, he called it. He was very passionate about that song. He didn't want Johnny Cash to sing it.
I know
After
you're
Johnny
messing
Cash
with those.
sung that song, Trent Reznor came out and was like, "I
You
was
can just
supposed to
use
write
this.
that song for Johnny Cash to sing at the end of his life." He understands now that that's Terry Gilliam needs to realize that I don't want another Terry Gilliam Time Bandits. I don't want that.
Right.
If I
You
would have
don't.
wanted that, you should have done it 30 fucking years ago or 40 years ago. Okay?
That's
You could
fair.
have done
I
it
said
40
no.
years ago. You don't have those people anymore. Okay? Keita
You not
Waititi
right on
is
me with
trying
my
to do
pen.
something different. So let him
All
do
right.
something different and quit being a prick.
All right. Well,
Because you make great movies doesn't mean that you can be a prick, man.
okay. I'm not sure he was being a prick so much as he's
You
saying
don't think
that
he's being a prick?
I don't know. I don't know. But and there's
Okay,
no quotes. The only quote is that apparently uh Terry was supposed to be for 2 weeks and he left after 3 days, and he had some disdain for what he observed on the set. So there's no direct quotes or statements from Terry Gilliam yet. I don't know that he was being a prick, but it's fairly evident that you're not happy with something if you get a free trip to New Zealand for 2 weeks and you leave after 3 days. So anyway, I don't know. I have a fun. How long's it been since you've seen Time Bandits? Ooh, long time, or have you ever seen Time? Oh, he's on the air right now. So for those of you who don't know, Time Bandits is one of the films produced by Terry Gilliam, who's also made some amazing things like the Life of Brian, a lot of people like that. One of my favorite movies is Baron Munchausen, and also Brazil. So he made the Baron Munchausen in 1988. He made Brazil in 1985, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He wrote the screenplay for that. He's obviously done all the animation stuff for Monty Python. And back in 2013, he made this Zero Theorem, which I didn't really dig in. I didn't dig into that too much. But Brazil and the Adventures of Baron Munchausen and in Time Bandits are like some of my favorite movies ever. So, and he has a
I've said
particular
years
visual
ago.
style. He's amazing.
I said years ago I couldn't to somebody I couldn't
Please
believe that
just
they
use this
haven't
piece of paper.
redone the Adventures of Baron Munchausen yet. You know, with computers now, you could do that movie. I know I saw you put that, but and I thought that yesterday when you put that up, I was like, oh yeah, Baron
It's a
Munchausen. What a
great
great
movie.
Yeah, and I remember saying years ago to somebody that with the technology today and CGI and stuff, I can't believe they haven't redone that movie because that movie back in the day, whoa, I mean, some of that crap was really awesome to see, but now with the CGI, it would be so much like
Oh,
Eric Idle's character, his
yeah.
character would be so awesome. You know, some of those
Yeah.
characters are so awesome with CGI now.
Yeah. With
Another
the
one that
super speed.
another one with CGI that would be really good is Big Trouble in Little China. I don't want you to redo that movie, but if you could add CGI to that Kurt Russell wonderful flick. Oh man, that would be great.
Oh yeah, that needs to be the thing. We don't need to remake movies. We need to go back and polish up some classic movies. So like, I don't want you replacing Kurt Russell with anybody. You know, I just want you to take existing Kurt Russell movies and make them more spectacular. All right. Well, that's all. Let's see. I think that's all. Oh, the cast of the Time Bandits show. I'm going to just say this. It has a young boy named Kal-El Tuck playing Kevin. And
is that Nicolas Cage's son?
It might be. It might be. Can you settle down, please? You're making a lot of noise. And a bunch of casts that I don't recognize, except for Lisa Kudrow playing the character of Penelope. So this is a Lisa Kudrow. It's on IMDb. Here, I'll show. Oh, sorry about that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm daddying at the same time as showying. So here's Kal-El Tuck. I don't know if it's if he's related to. We'll find out in a second. And then Penelope, Lisa Kudrow is playing the character of Penelope. Okay, yeah, you can have another paper. Okay, let's see. Kal-El Tuck.
I know that Nicolas Cage named his son Kal-El.
Yeah, apparently that is a more popular name than you would think. Kal-El.
Wonder why. I wonder if his parents were Superman fan or Wonder Woman fans.
That name is just Superman. Okay. Superman. That's all. Oh my gosh. That's all we got this morning. All right. Can we go get dressed, please? All right. My wife. No, I just want to do more shows. You want to do more shows? Well, here's what I need. I need you to tell everybody how important it is that they wake up and drink coffee with Daddy at 6:30 in the morning. Go ahead, go. Did you just fart?
It says
fart and then run away.
No.
Don't touch the mic. Just talk.
Did you know? Just drink coffee in the morning with my dad, and then you can come and then you come back.
Say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Rumble.com/JJW.
What? Right. Rumble.com/JJW.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah. Look,
you can do better than that and said Deacon speaks like a duck.
Sometimes Deacon talks like a duck. All right.
You talk like a duck, Deacon.
No, I don't. No.
What? Take it like a gun. Jill is in her bedroom. Just talk like a duck.
Oh,
crazy.
No, you don't. No, I do.
All right.
Jill like crazy enough for her to
Hey, you're hogging the mic, kid. This is my show.
My cheeks are. Can't do the duck. Can't do the duck.
Everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the morning. Be back.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.